but he's like holding himself back, and like nothing's gonna happen if I hold back. No, we gotta full force it, y'all. Interesting.
大切な人に幸せになってほしい。その気持ちに勝るものなど存在しないでしょう。
Even if you would upset them initially. Wow. Even if society deems it a selfish act, Venia smiles. Unlike his usual sarcastic smile, it is rather gentle.
淡きことね。あなたは違うのですか?
No, I actually don't disagree. For this instance. I knew they were gonna make me choose. I knew they were gonna make me choose. You son of a bitch. So we'll save. We're gonna agree. I said it. I spoke it into existence. There's no going back. I agree. I agree. As I vocalize my thoughts, I feel it gave me courage. Yes, bitch. Now go get your man. No matter how Canus feels about me, I want to make Canus smile. I can't stand to see him not happy. Even though he's faceless, my feelings probably won't change. So, I want to see him. I want to see him and talk to him. Not as the owner of Enchante as he wants me to be. Yes! But as myself. Just ordinary Otome. Girl, I've been said that. Canus, why did you push me away? I want to meet him face to face. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And hear him out. Once I vocalize my true feelings, the winds carry my words through the flowers. And then the flowers all die like, bitch, you stupid. I'm just kidding. Venia, my only audience, applauds my small outburst. Look at that. Yeah, I see the smile.
まるで愛の告白ですね。ぜひ、次はカヌスの前でどうぞ。
What the fuck? Say that to of Canus. I don't know where that's probably bad translation, but whatever. Hey, don't make fun of me.
何にせよ、心が定まったのはいいことです。では、行くとしましょうか。
We're gonna go now. Where to?
は？何を寝ぼけたことを。当然今からメディオにですよ。善は急げと言うでしょ。
Quit time. What? Right now? Bitch, you heard him. Go. Wait. I need some time to mentally prepare. Girl, you can do that when you flying through the Nexus. Now, come on now. Go. Exactly. No need. Come on. Lock up.
というか僕がここで帰ると、次はカリア少年が来店するまでメディオには来られないでしょ。
Yeah, time's a wasting. Come on. Because that tree acting up. Oh, that's right.
精神力の弱いあなたはそんな時間を与えたが最後またうじうじと悩みそうですし、決意が鈍らぬうちに行動すべきです。何か
Here. Yes, me and Venia on the same wavelength. I'll be here for it. I can't object. It feels like I've been forced into all this, but I decided to follow Venia's suggestion and start walking. To the left. Come on. In a rush, I change into my normal clothes and leave a note to the absent regulars announcing the cafe's temporary closure. Girl, you need to get your man. This is very important. Very important. The cafe can wait. Y'all coffee can wait. Then we make our way to the fairy world. Or they could make their own fucking drinks. I don't give a fuck. Just as I did the first time I visited, I followed behind Venia. But unlike my first trip, I didn't get separated from him.
ここからミキの外周を通ります。下は見ないことをお勧めしますよ。
How much you want to bet the first thing this bitch do is look down? Wow.
先は道が分かれています。間違ってもはぐれないように。
I hope you can keep that smile up, Katone.
突然笑い出してどうしたのです。何か面白いことでも。
What if Katone pulled a G ass move talking about something? I've been here before, don't worry. Oh, nothing. It's nothing like that. It's just that, unlike last time, you're actually paying me some attention. That's all I want in this game, as the protag for an Otome game, is attention. I just feel like, compared to when we met, we've come a long way, you know? Come on, Venia, don't be like that.
別に仲良くなった覚えはありません。道に迷われると困るというだけです。
It's not like I like you or anything, Baka. That's exactly what you're giving me, girl. Or, yeah, I know what I mean, but... Yeah, Venia, You know you want to be our friend. Don't try to fight it. His standoffish attitude doesn't change. Still, I think he's gotten a little soft on me. Yeah, even when Venia was so cold, I've been able to get closer. So maybe I can with Canus too. That's what I'm hoping for too, girl. As I continued thinking of that, I suddenly noticed something. Huh? Hey, Venia.
何か
Isn't Medio awfully quiet today? Usually there are fairies flying around every which way. They would usually flock around me without having to say anything. But for today, for some reason, not a single one. Ooh. Suddenly, the world jolts. Ah! And with a jerking motion, sounds of leaves shuffling against each other echo in the surrounding like breaking waves. I was like, what the fuck? What was that?
静かに慌てないでください。
Yeah, child, Betty done been through this shit before. Eventually.
怖い。逃げないと。
逃げるんだよ! I said it right this time. Oh, so I guess they just trying to stay out of sight, out of mind, so that the tree don't eat their asses. I don't blame them. From the shaken branches like a bird flying away, a lone fairy appears from between the leaves and soars through the sky. Oh! But in the fairy's path is a large bulging branch. Ooh! Oh shit! It's that thing again. Oddly shaped in the form of a tentacle. No, don't kill her! Ah, fuck. It swallows the fairy whole. I'm about to say hairy full. I can talk, I promise y'all. Huh? Oh my god, the thing did the same thing as Canus did. What just happened? It's as if Canus told you. Venia, what just happened? What did you put me? Okay. Alright, so this shit done happened before. Great. Good to know. Bad memories.
この先も同じようなことが起こる可能性は否定できません。なので、僕から離れないように。離れた場合の安全は保証できないので。
Oh my. Oh, you're going to protect me? Okay. Well, wait! What's happening to Medio? A flashback of the story Kadia told me stops me in my tracks. But Venia shakes his head and continues walking without stopping.
危険を知らせぬまま連れてきたことに関しては謝罪します。
Yeah, well, if I get ate up, that ain't gonna bring me back now, is it?
ですが今、この世界には
Oh.
あなたの存在が必要なのです。カヌスの戦う理由として。
Oh my. Are you gonna put me in a really bad position? Venia. What do you mean? Even though I ask for clarification, Venia doesn't answer me. Venia, if I think where this is going, all I can do for now is follow Venia, who suggests I'll find out sooner than later. Thereafter, for better or worse, nothing unusual occurs. By the time Venia leads me to the Nexus, there is a cool crisp in the air as autumn falls upon us. Canus, Titania! The two standing at the throne gasp as they notice me.
Otome.
Oh, hi!
何？どういうことじゃ？なぜそなたがここに？
Venia, what the fuck you got me in? What?
もちろん、僕が連れてきたからですが。
What the fuck?
いきなり掴みかかるとは穏やかではないですね、カヌス。
Oh my, look at that purple theming. Woo, that's mad. You would think red would be, but no. Jeez Louise, I've never seen that color on him.
連れてきただと？何のつもりだ、ベンニーヤ？今の妖精界の状況が分かっていないお前ではあるまい。
ええ、だからこそですよ。
Look at that smug fucking smile. Ooh, you bitch. While shoving away Canus's grasping hands, Venia replies indifferently. Unbothered. Unbothered indeed.
正直、ここ最近のあなたの様子は見るに耐えないものでした。ろくに戦えない僕でも呆れてしまうほどお粗末と言っていいでしょう。そんな状態でよくも妖精界を守ろうなどと言えたものですね。
Canus doesn't respond. as if to admit that Venia's words held some truth.
琴音、あなたにはこの後説明しますが、今このメディオは危機に陥っています。
Danger, like what happened earlier? A quake that nearly shook the entire world. And immediately after that, a fairy was eaten by Yggdrasil.
ええ。さすがに異世界に多く触れてきただけありますね。察しが良くて助かります。その危機に対処するためには、カヌスの力が不可欠なのですが、彼は今、ふぬけきっている。故に、その原因を取り除くべく、あなたにご足労を願ったのです。
Venia lightly pushes my back, and I stumble forward. Ah! Canus! I hope you're not gonna let her fall or some shit. Wait, I think that's, blushing or something. Ah, you missed me. His expressionless helmet stares down at me. I've been dying to see him again and to talk to him, but girl, you better hope you're not dying after the fact. I don't know if I'm upset or disappointed. I can't find the words now that I'm here. Come on, Otome. Get it out. Spit it out. We face each other in silence for a minute.
カヌス、あなたの不調の原因は誰よりあなた自身が分かっているはず。僕にここまでさせたのですから、早くその問題を解消することですね。
Venia says as he pushes on our backs. Huh? Leaving the worried Titania behind, he leads us away from the throne. The two of us walk the crimson tree. Don't make that face. Y'all, if y'all don't fucking talk, this is awkward. Really awkward. If only the others were here, at least we had something to talk about. No. Just spit it out. One of you. But when it's just the two of us, I struggle to put words together. And by the time Canus finally opens his mouth, it was already winter. Oh. Wow, this is really pretty. We've seen this in the daytime, but when it's dusk, oh my god, it's really pretty. The splashes of the waterfall softly hit us. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry for showing up all of a sudden. No, baby, no. We gotta have. I don't know.
大方の予想はつく。我の様子がおかしいとベンニーヤが焚きつけたんだ。だとしたらすまなかった。奴には我からきつく言っておく。取り急ぎ人間界へ。
You're wrong. I softly interject as I search for the words to say to him. He said a lot of things, but they're not the only reasons. It was my decision to come here because I wanted to talk to you.
我には話すことはない。以前すべて伝えた通りだ。
No! Stop No, you didn't!
あなたは人間で我とは違う。本来この場所にいるべき存在ではない。
Stop that, you bastard!
だから
But I do. I do. I have so much to tell you. So many words, so many feelings. I have so many, Canus. Every time a word leaves my mouth, Canus' flames wave. No matter how hard he tries to hide it, his body language says it all.
それは今でなくてはならぬ話か。
Yes, now!
全てが終わって
Don't you sass me.
我がいつかまたアンシャンテへ顔を出すようになってからではダメなのか。今この妖精界メディオは極めて危険な状況に置かれている。こうして話をしている余裕もないのだ。それは道中であなたも気がついただろう。
Yes, I saw a fairy get eaten by Yggdrasil. And a long time ago, something similar happened, right?
なぜそれをベンニーヤから聞いたのか。
I shake my head in response. While you were absent from Enchante, the other patrons and I were curious about Medio. Coincidentally, Kadia came out to his parents regarding his identity and was researching his origins. And as we expected, one of his ancestors was a fairy. It was Kadia's great-grandmother. Then, we all heard the stories that she would tell through the word of mouth. That Medio's world tree terrorizes fairies. And that the one keeping the world tree at bay is the one known as the world tree bride. That bride is referring to Titania, isn't it? There is a brief moment of silence, as if to show indecisive. Oh, my teeth done. As if to show indecisiveness, the flames on his neck wave a few times. And finally,
おおむねその認識は正しい。だがそれはいささか古すぎる情報だ。当代の世界中の花嫁はすでに世界中を鎮めるだけの力を持たぬ。
Well, shit, you better fucking divorce his ass and take everything he owns. Go somewhere else.
故に我が死を告げる妖精である我がその役目の一部を果たしているのだ。妖精を殺し、その魂を世界中へ捧げることで。
Canus, while gazing at the waterfall mist, begins to quietly talk about the truths of the fairy world, Medio, and Yggdrasil. In the beginning, it started with one small seed. A seed brought from a foreign world was planted into this soil. Its compatibility with this world was good, or rather, it may have been too good. Immediately after it was planted, the tree grew at an alarming speed. It instantly surpassed the height of a human, covering the ground and reaching the skies. It swallowed the surrounding vegetation while incorporating various plants and flowers. Finally, it grew so big that it had covered the entirety of the world's surface. That is how Yggdrasil came to be. However, there was a side effect to becoming such a massive tree. Yggdrasil grew so big that it became unable to sustain itself with only sunlight and water as energy sources. Then, one day, the world tree began to consume fairies. It transformed its branches and roots into tentacles to attack the fairies and to devour them. None could escape them as long as they lived in Medio. The very branches they stood on could instantly turn, the very branches they stood on could turn into a threat in an instant. Other healthy fairies would find this concept of death confusing. Then, 1/3 of the population had been eaten. The fairies were overwhelmed with fear. As a last resort, a sacrifice was made to tame the World Tree. World Tree 2, Electric Boogaloo. It was originally an ancient plant from the human world, Sigillaria. It mutated due to growing in a world other than its homeland. It grew too large, went out of control, and went to the top of the food chain seeking fairies for nourishment. Yikes. That was the World Tree Bride. By connecting a sacrificial fairy to a device built at the nexus of Yggdrasil, the fairy's soul will be used as an efficient source of nutrition. This tactic proved highly effective. With enough nutritional supply, Yggdrasil finally ceased his attacks. Thereafter, every time a bride's soul was completely consumed, a new bride was offered. This is the self-sustaining system of Medio. That's right. The coveted title of Fairy Queen was created to disguise... Sasha, come on. The coveted title of Fairy Queen was created in order to disguise the ugly truth of sacrifice. Oh, she can't get out. It was merely a mask to cover up the fact that the World Tree Bride is a sacrifice. Of course, not all fairies supported the idea of this system of sacrifice. I don't blame them. There were those who spoke out boldly against creating a world of sacrifices. However, those voices were quickly hushed. If all it takes is a single sacrifice, and as long as they weren't chosen, it only makes sense to live this way. However, after a long history of sacrifices, there was one fairy that dared to change the world and waged war against Yggdrasil. Who was that? Wow. The Fairy of Death, Banshee. The Fairy of Death that is born once in a generation. She is my predecessor. And the eldest sister of Venia and Titania, born at the same time in the same place as the two. After Titania took the queen's throne and offered her soul to the world tree. I keep saying word tree. She decided to fight for her younger sister and challenge Yggdrasil all on her own. Wow, she a bad bitch then. Or, I guess so, they say the pronouns. What happened to Miss Banshee?
時代の死を告げる妖精たる我がここにいることが何よりの答えだ。
Yeah, she got clapped. In other words,
3日3晩に及ぶ戦いの末、彼女は世界中に食われて消滅した。
damn.
死を告げる妖精の力をもってしても、この世界中には、世界そのものには勝てなかったのだ。
Canus says as he looks up at the sky, as if he was talking about his own defeat. No way. She tried to save Titania and fought desperately, right? Even then.
そうだな。妹を救いたかった彼女の気持ちは決して責められる類のものではない。だがバンシーはあまりに戦力だった。
Oh gosh. It's now one of those, like, you see what happens when you try to be too selfish? You pay the ultimate price. But, you know.
自らの無謀な戦いがその後に何をもたらすかを考えていなかった。いや、あるいは考えていたかもしれないが、それでもなお煮えとされた妹のために武器を取らずにはいられなかったのかもしれない。
Banshee was, in fact, defeated. Despite that, she had left a deep wound in Yggdrasil, the result of which is the destruction of this dreadful system known as the World Tree Bride. Because of her attack, the throne was damaged and the bride was rendered dysfunctional. For example, Yggdrasil would normally extract 10 units of energy from the bride per month. However, after that incident, the damaged throne was clearly supplying less energy. Compared to previously, the amount of energy it was able to extract plummeted to just 1 unit per month. In other words, from a certain perspective, Banshee's resistance was not in vain, but obviously at this point, Yggdrasil would not be satisfied with so little of the Queen's soul. The damaged world tree, in order to heal its wound instinctively, just as it ran rampant in ancient times, it began devouring fairies relentlessly. With my predecessor's death, I was born in the midst of it all.